Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
Welcome to Flat Earth Debate Live. I'm your host Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel, or you've not done so already, then be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you'd like to join the community debate, then go to nathanoakley.com and check out the Flat Earth Debate forum, which you should definitely all join. If you'd like to support the channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they are live. There's also a PayPal, Patreon, and crypto link in the info box below the video. Most importantly, if you'd like to join this discussion right here, right now, simply mute the page you are currently watching, then click the link in the info box below this video to join the panel and express your views on the nature of Earth, stumbling over it so I don't say shape. Please also share the show on social media. Sharing the show obviously increases the live audience, but yeah, I'm just going to give up on this and move over to the panel. Hello everyone on Google+. I've completely cocked up my intro and I'm just going to give up on it. Why not?
Good morning, good afternoon to all.
So is it just you in G+?
Yeah, that's it.
We were having a really pleasant conversation and I looked down at the time and I was like, oh god, it's 2 o'clock, better get going. Hence me cocking up the intro. And I wanted to get back onto the conversation about monetization and the Tim Osmond stream that he did moaning about people's e-begging, which was essentially the conversation in the pre-show that will go out on Nathan Oakley 1980, if you do want to catch up with the conversation up until now. So we're also joined by a few people in Discord. I shouldn't be so rude as to just exclude them from the conversation. So we've also got, I think, Effie Batman. I'm going to take off mute. Hey Arwin, how you doing? I'll just take a couple of you guys off mute. Hello everyone in Discord.
Hello.
Good morning, Arvin.
So, good timing, Arvin. You got covered today by Tim Osman, drawing parallels between yourself and your e-begging habits and Fight the Flat Earth. And there was one particular sentence where you said that somebody was attacking your business. I don't know what they were doing to your channel or what the context was, but that was drawn by, let's get the name of the YouTuber correct, I think it's Trolls versus Trolls. I could be wrong. But he compared you to Fight the Flat Earth in terms of the style of e-begging and even the language you were using, which was basically identical in some instances to his language.
Where?
Have you seen that?
No, I don't watch his crap. I don't like dredging in diarrhea crap. So
I've got a soft spot for Tim Osman. I'm subscribed to Tim Osman. Okay, why not?
all right. Well, I just have too good of a sense of smell to do that.
Fair enough. So what was the fill me in on that? Fill the blanks in, because I say it got played out from a videographer that wasn't him or wasn't Tim Osman, so I didn't actually get the full context of what you were saying when you were like, they're attacking my business, presumably meaning your YouTube channel, right?
Right. I think I said that in response. Who was it? To somebody threatening to strike my channel and everything, or what was it? Could have been that time I got the strike for talking about Christchurch and everything. I don't remember. I think I said that once.
Christchurch? What happened? My parents live in Christchurch. What do you mean?
No, long time ago. It's been months.
Okay.
When that thing happened all over the news and everything.
I don't watch the news. I don't even care. If
Okay.
you got you a strike, I don't want to talk about it.
Probably no, it's the only time a video of mine got taken down ever. So
Are you referencing the New Zealand attack?
Not Christchurch, England, then.
yeah, why do you think I'm not saying it? Dumbass.
Fair enough. No, I'd rather not. I don't want to get community guideline strikes for something I don't even
That
care
time,
about or
that
know about or
hangout
have
when
watched
I
or have
talked
discussed
about
in any way. And if it got you a community guideline strike, well, I'm sorry to hear it. Should we do a bit of housekeeping now that we've actually, it seems, exhausted that conversation?
Sure.
Any signs of Earth curvature? Hi, everyone in Discord.
No.
Hopefully you're listening.
No, that's one of the things they have problems showing which if they did would make their case very simple.
Any evidence of axial rotation of the Earth-based variety?
Nope.
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 Any evidence of the distance to the sun?
No.
We'll have none of that.
We'll have none of that nonsense. Any
That's
evidence
right.
of a self-perpetuating molten iron core at the centre of a presupposed spherical Earth?
That's a laugh.
Sounds like a nice rumor.
Anybody? Anybody at all? Molten iron core? Going once? Going twice? Any evidence of the presupposition itself, the R value?
Arwin.
R? No, don't involve R with me.
Just,
I am not the proof of R.
hey,
Okay.
that was just a roundabout way of saying no.
Any evidence of gas pressure existing without the necessary antecedent of a container?
This is easy. No.
They can't get over it. A troll in chat today tried to gaslight me with Boyle's law being misinterpreted. He actually tried to suggest that we can't falsify that we are in a container because we can't very manipulate it. So I suggested to him, well, you haven't proven to me scientifically that you're alive. So why
hold
don't
on.
you scientifically prove that to me?
Wrong answer.
And you know how to do that.
Laws don't go through the scientific method. So, Boyle's law being pressure volume law. What's that? You say volume? That bit's not needed in Boyle's law, is it, Dumbos? No, you definitely need the volume. Where'd you get the volume from? Oh, well, from the container. Shock. Horror. Hey, Paul? Got one last
Hello,
question.
but now the Globers are going to start saying density, though. They're going to change volume to density. That's where it's going to go now.
All right, well, they just need to demonstrate that to be observably the case. Easily demonstratable, Boyle's law. Very easily demonstrated. Just squeeze a bottle. Anyway, they can try. I'd need them to show me that, though. Beyond a fundamentalist assertion about what the sky is, of course.
Yeah, but every time they go to demonstrate this, they have to use a container to demonstrate.
We know.
Yeah, they use a container with the top off or the container without the top off. And wait a minute, you're using our argument.
Hang on a minute. Just a second. If you take the top off, is it still a container? I would assert that that's an open, completely open, non-container once you take the lid off, right?
Yeah, it's an open top container like an aquarium, like a fish tank.
No, that's not having a container. Like a pipe. That's not a container.
Okay, I see what you're saying. That's right. In the meantime, in the background, the butane gas is in the container.
I love it.
Yep.
Right, last but by
Gas
no means
pressure without a
least.
container remains a pipe dream.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Any scientific evidence of gravity?
No.
Nope.
No evidence whatsoever.
They just given a name for something that describes equilibrium versus disequilibrium, and they call it gravity and apply a force.
Yep.
It's
those-
technically a conceptual thing that they're still trying to find the evidence for, assuming that it must be there because they've based all their idiotic calculations on it.
Well, if they had initially analyzed it and described it properly, they wouldn't be changing it to the bending of space-time now, would they?
That concludes the housekeeping. Thank you very much.
So, on that statement, when they say pseudo-Riemannian 4D space-time, and they introduce time to time, width, and length, length, width, and height, they take it to a totally different dimension where the average guy says, whoa, this is over my head. How does this work? Well, if you just think about it, it can't work because time is a convention. It can't do anything. It's a simple takedown when you think about it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice. It's getting more and more concise of recent days. Can't bend conceptual mediums. And the assertion that you can bend a conceptual medium, and when you bend that conceptual medium, something not real, only existing in the mind of Einstein, well, when you bend it, it gives rise to a non-force, a not actual force called gravity. So bending a concept, giving you a not force, that's what gravity is. Now, when you say it like that, it obviously sounds farcical. It is farcical, but so many people believe in it.
But isn't technically the bending of space-time, it's not even within the medium. It is the medium. I don't even get how there's even supposed to be conceptual proof for it. I don't understand the concept. It doesn't make any sense. Where is that presupposed gravity within that medium actually coming from? Is that even explained at all?
Well, that's why our gas pressure without container takes away the medium. It doesn't exist. There is no space.
That's
So you can't
total
even
red
have the
herring.
argument.
Thanks.
No,
I see
I'm not red
That's
herring.
not an answer to my question.
Owen's asking how the fairy tale works, right? And I'm saying, or about to say, it doesn't matter. You know, the time dilation issues that take place in Narnia, you not understanding them doesn't change that is what's going to be happening in Narnia, Owen. It's just a concept. And I say that's how the concept works. And here's the maths for how time dilation in Narnia does work. Because it does work and is real, isn't it, Arwen? Oh, it's just Narnia. So who cares? It's just space-time. Who cares? It's just a concept. Don't worry about how it works. They'll just make up any old nonsense and change the
I don't
maths
know.
accordingly.
You know, they believe in conceptual mediums, but it would still need to at least conceptually make some kind of sense. And
Why?
I don't feel that the explanation does at
Why?
all.
Why? Why does it have to make sense?
It has to be anchored, rooted into something.
Yeah, concept. Space-time.
No, yeah, but what is that concept?
It's just something
they
that just
say
something
the
Einstein
thing,
dreamed
bending
up.
of
Just an
space-time.
idea.
That's,
It's just a
that's the
concept.
bending of the concept. It's not actually doing anything
That's right.
within the concept.
Right.
No,
Well, that's where it
it's-
ends, right? You don't need to
it's just nonsense.
conceptualize how it would work because it isn't real, and you don't need to. The fact that you are means there's just a little bit of poison left in your veins. That's all it is, Arwen.
I don't
Which
know.
is my-
I like
which-
conceptual things.
No,
I just want to
with,
understand
no,
it.
no. Just with the way that they're saying, this is our explanation. You're a very conceptual based person, so regardless of it not actually really existing, you still want to know how it could work if it was real, because they're trying to explain things that are real with concepts. So you want to know how that concept works. I totally understand it, you know, and I get your frustration along with Anthony's frustration when I tell him, well, don't beg the question for them. He's like, well, I want to understand how to unpick their bullshit from within the fairy tale. And it's like, okay, I don't need to though, do I? And you don't need to either. I know you want to. I don't know why you want to, but that's your bag. I don't care.
Need, want, it's all relative. I'm driven to.
To conceptualize.
So,
To conceptualize, right?
Right. I just want to understand what their concept actually is. Otherwise, it's not. It's just calling it a concept almost seems
Why
like
would
it's
you-
giving it honor it doesn't actually have. I don't see it as a concept because it doesn't make any damn sense at all, even as a concept.
Well, it's just
so
an
then why would you
unrealistic,
entertain the lie?
just an unrealistic concept.
No, how is it a concept? It's just saying something. How
Yeah,
is
but that's-
saying something making a concept? It doesn't make any sense, even conceptually so.
No, neither does walking through a wardrobe and then having a time dilation issue. Does it? That doesn't make any sense. But if I brought up some mathematics and tried to explain it at nausea, would that suddenly make it feel better that Narnia's not real? I keep calling it Narnia. I mean space-time.
Doesn't matter to me how you describe. Yeah, well, it does matter to me how you would describe that wardrobe, even if I knew it was conceptual. Because at least I want some kind of seemingly logical framework for the concept
Okay,
to be
fine.
in my mind, so it's not just a blurry nonsense.
Well, I looked into it, and the origin story of the wardrobe is the slime from Ghostbusters 2 got sprayed on it, and it was left in some warm space, and it fermented.
I'm pretty sure that's a lie.
No, I looked into the origin
Even
story.
conceptually so. Yeah.
Well, that's
No,
the origin
I'm pretty
story
sure
of the
you did
wardrobe.
not
You'll have to
find
like
that
it.
when you were looking that up. You're literally pulling this out of your ass.
Yeah, it's true, because
Yeah.
I made it up myself.
Right, but when you make things up and you do so in a consistent way and it remains that way, that's not the same thing.
So what you're saying
It
is
becomes a
because
conceptual medium, and
They-
that has a certain persistence and a certain consistency. That's not the same thing as just making shit up that has no relevance to anything.
exactly the same.
Arwen, are you
Or
are you
lying.
kidding?
Hold on. The consistency of the shit doesn't change the ingredients of the shit, right?
Yeah, I know.
Right. Well, they're both just so stories, right? They're just making it up. You say I'm pulling it out of my ass because it doesn't make sense. Does that mean that Einstein didn't pull space-time out his ass? He did. I assure you.
Well, maybe if
Maybe.
you just listen, hear me out. Maybe we can keep on saying, okay, it's just a conceptual medium. They'll accept that as an argument, sort of, or not accept it and red herring it. But at the same time, they will keep on trying to find this freaking proof for gravity. Or if you just show them that the entire Einsteinian concept is not even a concept, just doesn't make any logical structural sense whatsoever, then that might actually halt them in their tracks and realize that they've been literally shot in the back a long time ago and they never realized it.
Yeah.
Do you know why it doesn't make any sense, Arwen? You just don't understand it, and you don't have education low enough to understand it. That's why you don't understand. That's why it makes
Yeah,
no
now
sense.
you're literally advocating for their dream.
No,
Thanks.
no, he's being sarcastic. And just to make the point clearer, I agree, Arwen, you just don't understand.
Well, does anybody understand? I'd
No,
like to
that's your
see
point.
the
That's your
actual
point.
structural explanation
That's your
for
point.
how gravity derives in that conceptual medium. What it is that is actually going on.
It went over
Without
his
some
head, Paul.
big drawing and a story that doesn't make any logical
I
sense.
went completely over your head. He's agreeing with you. So am I. Yes, that's your point, and we agree.
All right. Maybe I'll have to go over to Jose's and just pull it out of them.
Maybe.
See how far they can get.
And do you know what the
There was-
response will be? Because Paul's just given it to you. The response will be what Paul just said. Do you want to repeat what you said, Paul?
You just don't understand, Erwin. You don't have enough education. You need to go back and learn more, and you need to figure out more equations. You need to figure out this stuff. That's the
Oh,
problem.
math. Oh, well, if they just shove more math down my throat, I'm just going to spit it right back up in their face. But if they can actually try to give a better groundwork for their explanation of this Einsteinian gravity, I just love to see them genuinely try it. It would be a good confrontation for themselves as to what that concept that they believe in so actually is.
Arwen, with all due respect, you just proved exactly what Nathan and QE have been trying to get out over the last few months, if not longer, which is when you beg when they beg the question and you go and argue within that question, they win already.
No, they don't.
Okay.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't, because I learned something
calm down,
new
calm
that
down.
I have from there on, and they have not evolved at all.
Arwen,
So,
calm down.
no, it's
Wow.
wrong.
Calm down. I just want
Wrong.
to draw a new comparison. So you disregarded my example about the Ghostbusters 2 ooze, right? Now, if I make that explanation much more polished, not the ooze, in other words, I make it much more realistic, like the wood was from 2,000 years ago, blessed by God. I don't know. I just make up something that's much more acceptable or digestible as part of the
Much
Just
more
So story.
convoluted.
Would that mean that because the Just So story is better formulated, in the comparison, Einstein had come up with a story that you could relate to better? Would that make it any less of a conceptual medium that doesn't cause anything?
No. but it
Well,
might make some more conceptual sense so that it could at least be called a concept.
actually, if you've ever, I mean, this is why you guys actually need to listen and read or whatever, the Chronicles of Narnia. There actually is an explanation in the stories how the wardrobe can take them to Narnia.
Oh, go on. Can you repeat it? Can you remember it? Do you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got you now. So let's talk about
Oh,
how.
I don't want to hear
works.
about the wardrobe. Don't rumpus him. This is important wardrobe-related stuff.
There was somehow like there
Yay,
was
story time, yay.
there was
What's up, guys?
oh come on. We're talking over me. I think it's in the Magician's Nephew, which is actually very interesting in and of itself. If you listen to that book, there was actually this dust that came from this like a limbo place that can actually transfer people to different worlds, you know, and because the children go from our world to another world completely, not even Narnia, and then end up in what is the beginning of Narnia, like when it was created. And some of this dust or some of this stuff came back, and they buried it in a flower bed, and a tree grew up from that. And then, wait a minute, take that back, rewind. I'm actually misunderstanding this. It was an apple, I guess, that they brought back from Narnia, and they planted it, and it became the tree. That's it. And then that tree was cut down and became the wardrobe. That's actually the story.
Whoa.
So there is logical. That's actually logical within Narnia. Works perfectly.
Yeah, I just
Right,
want
so it would
to
be like an
concede.
extra-dimensional
Hold on,
portal
Arwin.
which
Just got to make a quick
interacts.
concession. I was wrong about the ooze, but that is a much more digestible and acceptable story that obviously now makes the possibilities of us being in Narnia and somewhere there being a wardrobe, right? That makes that much more digestible, wouldn't you agree? Therefore, we were in Narnia.
No, I failed to see that train of thought. How you
Well, you're
concluded
saying.
that?
Well, let me explain. If you're saying having a better idea of how Einstein's conceptual medium works would make it even understandable as a concept.
I'm sick of this red herring. Okay, stop bullshitting me with this. I had a genuine question, and you're literally spending all your time now red herring it because of
whatever.
reasons.
Okay.
Yes.
What was your question? Why is Einsteinian space-time not even understandable as a real concept? That's your question, right?
No, that's not the question. I want to know is what is actually the concept? Where is it grounded? How does it actually work? And not by some vague description or mathematical equation, because it's supposed to be a real physical thing interaction, right? So how does it actually work?
It doesn't.
Where?
Well, that's the problem, Arwin. You're looking for the impossible then, because it doesn't actually work. It's not producing any actual forces. It's producing not actual forces when you bend a conceptual medium.
Right, but I'm now suspending the conceptual part about it and just looking into the concept. Because I got that argument and you love to throw it around and it works. And you will probably be doing that for the next years to come. I'd like to just see how the concept is supposedly actually working.
Okay.
That's all. Because I don't get it.
Well, just
Bending of space-time, conceptual medium. How? Where? How does that work?
Read a bit of Hawkins, Stephen Hawkins. Read a, Brief History of Time.
No, that's just Big Bang Theory nonsense. Does it really explain how the bending of space-time works? Does he do that?
Hold on. Actually works.
Stop being so semantic with me,
It's not
please.
semantic. You're asking for how this concept is reified, and it isn't reified. It's not real. But that's what you want in order for you to accept that it's a concept.
I was asking about Stephen Hawking's book about it. Did he ever address how it is supposed to be working? That
Well,
bending of
does.
space-time? Has he ever talked about it?
Yeah, that's all it does. It's explaining how all of those concepts work and interact. Yes. But do they actually do that? Or is it like we discuss on an almost daily basis? Observation and declaration in terms of the twinkly lights in the sky, and just so stories made from incredulity, or to put it your vernacular, pulled out of people's asses?
Never mind. There's no conversation here.
Well, I'm just
There's
pointing out
just
that
no conversation here.
these things are pulled
That's
out of
No,
people's
you're
because
just
asses.
saying no.
that-
You're saying no, we don't want to know. We got everything we
No.
need to beat the Globers into a pulp, and we don't want to know.
Yeah,
No,
kinda.
because you're.
I'll go find actual information or fictional information, whatever information, somewhere else. Because I'm not getting anything here these days.
Arvin, when you're attributing validity to a lie and want to talk about
I
it,
am not. I just want to know.
it's a lie.
I don't care.
Fine, live in your Narnia world.
Get it?
I
get
don't
it, but
live there.
it's gonna be
I
a
just
bit-
want to know. Don't be
Sure.
a dick.
Okay.
It's a lie.
Okay.
I don't care. Shut the fuck up. Don't talk
Calm
to
down.
me like
Calm
that.
down. No swearing, please.
What's going on here?
Right,
Stop
it's fair
telling
enough.
me what I know.
I
I
didn't
want to
say
know
that.
what I don't know.
I didn't say
Stop
Anyway.
that.
telling me what I know.
I didn't say that.
We all calm down. Take a breath. We're arguing about their reification of space-time here, you appreciate. This isn't really... The heated bit isn't required. We're on the safe side here, right? None of us believe in
surprised.
space-time.
Just stop telling me what I know and tell me what I don't know.
I didn't say any of those things you're accusing me of. I never said what you know, don't know.
I know it's a lie.
Okay.
Yeah,
That
so
we
stop
agree on.
telling me what I know and tell me what I don't know. 'Cause that's what I
Okay.
wanna know.
So we agree that it's a lie.
I think we've got a check in
That's
that box. Yes.
Okay, good. So if it's a lie and we both agree on it, and what is the definition of the word lie? Why am I looking for an
Come on here.
honest answer? Why am I looking for an honest answer when I know the definition of a lie from
I
the
don't know.
person lying to me?
Arwen's given up on this conversation, which is fair enough.
Okay. I
the
just don't
purpose
want to be
anyway.
accused of something I didn't say.
Fair enough. Got a few more people in Discord now. The row will probably continue. We'll see. He's just trying to say he wants a better understanding of the nonsense. That's all he's trying to say.
I got that. That was very clear. But since it's a lie and they can't give anything more better than the more better they've given us, which doesn't make any sense and violates all known laws, what more can we ask from a liar?
That's it.
To lie
He's-
some more?
Well, I think he's saying I've come to the place that demolishes things and asks, and I'm starting to ask how those things were built. Like, we demolish them here. You need to go somewhere else. And he has, which is his bag and his prerogative, and I agree with him. It's like, well, yeah. Am I going to go into great detail about how they explain the bending of a concept? Yeah, that's not what we do here. Come on, Arwen. But I don't think he's going to hold that against us.
Well, the word concept was broken down on yesterday's show as not real, imaginary, notion. Okay,
Vague.
so why are we not asking for the absolute truth and verification rather than conceptually tell me about your concept? Not really, tell me not real. It doesn't make any sense to me.
See, I've gotten to the point of asking them, what's the mechanism of this bending of space-time? What's the mechanism? You talk about it, but they said, we don't know. I was like, then it has no causal influence. You can't tell me the mechanism. So that's because of the problem we're trying to figure out.
Well, just the very question we have, can you have gas pressure without a container? They can conceptualize that and feel like it could happen. But we know that you can't have gas pressure without a container. So we're at a draw if we don't ask for verification and language to be discrete and meaningful here.
So yeah, subscribe to Arwen. ARWIJN. He has the early bird show just before each debate. 1
I guess he rage quit. He's no longer
shows,
here.
Yeah, but he's asking for answers from people who take the rhetoric to pieces based on its invalidity. What's that? What's the word? It's being not valid.
Not invalid. Yeah, you're right. That's a hard one to think
Invalidity.
about it.
I was going to say
Invalidity.
Yeah, but that sounds like a person, like an invalid, right? Invalidity? Maybe. Either way, we're pointing out its invalidity, and he's asking us to make it make sense. Well, he's reached an impasse in that regard, and you can't blame him for saying, well, that's not what I want. Well, okay, do the other thing, and he has. So, without even being asked to, so good for him. Armin is ace. Subscribe to Armin. I hold no ill will.
Well, when I watched Interstellar, the movie, after Flat Earth, I was picking it to pieces. When I watch movies like that in the past, not having Flat Earth on my mind, I was entertained and enjoyed the conceptual whatever. Now I can't watch them and not be critical.
Flat Earth ruined sci-fi movies for me too.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I remember it well. I just got done putting my entire Blu-ray and DVD collection onto this computer. So I filled up 2 giant hard drives. I think they were 6 or 5 or whatever terabytes a piece. Ended up with about 10 terabytes of movies. I'm like, wicked. So I've got a full media drive with all my favourite movies on it. And then you find out space is fake. The whole thing's nonsense. You can't suspend disbelief anymore. I can't. I tried it with a recent movie, Guardians of the Galaxy 2. So you stuck it on and you instantaneously can't relate to the movie anymore. It's like, no, I can't suspend disbelief this far. There's certain sections of the movie that I tried to. I'm like, well, I'll just imagine that they haven't come from the sky vacuum in their little ship that's CGI. I'll pretend that they've come from over there.
Try it with Gravity.
Gravity? I've not watched Gravity in a long while.
Wow.
Well, Gravity, the movie, at least has better CGI than NASA because you can't see the wires on Sandra Bullock.
Yeah, true.
I wonder why that is. Is it because they're doing live streams?
Oh, there's so many NASA fails. It's funny as heck when you watch these NASA fails. It's like, how can anyone believe it anymore?
There's probably some good elements on NASA. They're trying to bring the lie to the people. Maybe that's why they do it.
I mean, I was in the Air Force for 6 years, and compartmentalization works out really well. I mean, I can work on a machine and never know why I'm working on it or equipment. I can send a plane off into the sky and never know what mission it's on. There's all kinds of things that are compartmentalized there, and there was some top secret things happening on the base I was stationed at. That even though I had top secret clearance, I had no need to know that information. So it's like that all that compartmentalization goes on in NASA as well as anybody else. It happens everywhere. I mean, I work in an office and I don't know what's going on in the cubicle next to me. So.
Yeah, it's like any hierarchy.
Well, there's one good outcome of space being fake and all your terabytes of hard drive, Nathan. You know what that is?
Go on.
You have more free space on your hard drive.
That's true. I haven't wiped them all off. It took too long. It took several months to get them all on there. I'm not going to be wiping them. Those hard drives are much cheaper now. I'll just buy a bigger hard drive or another hard drive. Hey, Sleeping Warrior.
Hey, Nick.
Hello.
I've got some interesting news. It's news that I wouldn't ordinarily engage in. It's called gossip. I don't like getting involved in the gossip mill, but on this one occasion, I feel the need, I feel the urge to do it because it's just glorious. It's hilarious, right? So Sean Huffroad, the guy that had the guy that vouched for the GeoStreamer or Geo Whisperer, who was being fed by Soundly in the background whilst having a one-to-one with me, Fraudly or Audio Guy, not Fraudly, that's Soundly, Audio Guy or Fraudio Guy. He's got a GoFundMe up, right? I was watching Tim Osmond's show this morning. I woke up this morning and saw that he was on, went in, and basically people were telling me to stick by because this is going to get good. and he's got a $10,000 GoFundMe up. Does anybody have any ideas what he's going to try and demonstrate or prove with his 10 grand?
No.
No? Right. So he's not going to do anything flat earth or ball earth related with it. He wants to breach his tenancy agreement with his landlord. He wants to up sticks and move to Florida. So basically, he can suck Red's willy. That's what he wants to do. Reds is going to give him a job, and they're going to play Happy Families. And he wants 10 grand to do it. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. I mean, it's one thing to get. I mean, he's had GoFundMe's for a drone, for a funeral, commiserations, and all that. But nonetheless, get a job. But nonetheless, he's had 2 GoFundMe's recently, and the third one's now for 10 grand. And what it's encouraging, if you were to donate to it, it's encouraging to basically go against your word and breach a contract with a landlord who, let's be honest, has probably got a mortgage on the property himself and he's probably got bills to pay himself. He's encouraging people to breach that tenancy agreement and swan off to Florida to play Happy Families with Reds. 10 grand. Nothing to do with flat earth whatsoever. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? So if you want to donate to Sean's begathon, go and find him on his channel somewhere. I'm not sure the link, but I just thought I'd share it because I just think it's hilarious that he can criticize anybody for e-begging.
It's absolutely disgusting. Smash the super chat if you want to support this channel.
Hey, Tony.
Oh, hey, Arwin.
Hey,
Hey,
Arwin.
Arwin.
Talking about? Sean?
Arwin. Let me just let me say what I heard. I was listening to the show when you got aggressive and left. I think they were agreeing with you, Arwin. I think you might have misinterpreted them. I think you should go back and listen. And then tell them all that you love them and that you're all happy friends again.
No, they were not. They were refusing to engage and were telling me the blatantly obvious.
Come on, Arwin.
After I told them that I know that's the blatantly obvious. So.
I know, but my point is that they weren't against you like you thought they were.
Against me, I was just annoyed.
I know.
I've had a pretty rough night, by the way, so may have something to do with it.
Yeah, I tuned into your live stream for a few minutes to see you half naked and tuned right back out again.
Were you urinating then, Arwin? Sounded like you were taking a piss.
What? No, that's
just sounded like you were pissing into a glass.
What kind of an English person are you? That's tea.
Oh, right. It sounded like you were pissing into a glass or something.
Right. Oh, thanks for that.
Or when they eat their tea too, apparently. So.
A shout out to Good Servant for the super chat. Thank you very much indeed for your support. So yeah, I did see. I watched that whole video after the fact. I didn't know it was live, and saw you scrolling by in the chat, debating with some of the trolls in there.
But who was gonna move to Florida?
When I covered this, I didn't bring up any of this, and then Anthony's joined and just covered all the salacious stuff. So basically, from what I understand, Sean Hufford has got an agreement, a lease, and he wants to renege on it. I maybe misinterpreted it because what I gleaned from it was that the 10 grand was just to pay off the amount for his lease, right? So he's free of the lease.
I'm not sure. He signed a renewal, and I think the 10 grand also covers him to move across town or across country or state, whatever, to Florida. I think that covers the removal costs. And I was just thinking if I should set up a GoFundMe for a holiday in Florida. I've always wanted to go to Disney World.
Wait. Because I wasn't listening before, really. They got GoFundMe set up so that he can move.
Yeah, I think so. Not so he can move, so he can get out of his tenancy agreement. I'm not sure what I wasn't listening to it proper. I was too busy trolling in chat, telling them all about gravity not being a force and stuff. But the bit I heard was along the lines of he wants to breach his tenancy agreement for whatever reason. He hasn't really got a good reason to do it. It doesn't sound like he just wants to go and he wants to go and sit and play with Reds. That's what he wants to do. You're like an adult with responsibilities. He just wants to breach his contract.
What the hell?
Do you know the bad thing? Bad thing about coming to the U.S. though, depending on where he moves, if they do a background check and they saw that he broke his lease or done something like that, they may not rent to him. So that could backfire on him.
Who cares? This is so lowbrow. Who cares? I don't care if he wants to use his platform to e-beg to move house, to be honest. I was more interested, and I tried this once, I'll try it again. Anthony's mentioned it. I'm sure I'll be successful on this try. So yeah, I saw your comments going by in the chat, Anthony. Yeah, debating with the fundies about their beliefs in gravity. That caught my eye much more than the scrubbing through the boring bits about who said what to who about what money they need to maintain a general, level of comfort that apparently isn't a justifiable level of comfort according to Tim Osman. I couldn't care less. I really don't care.
I tell you what was pertinent though. There was one pertinent point that Tim Osman made, and he says, I wonder why Sly wasn't involved in this. And now normally when Sly's involved, when Reds and Sean and GeoStream and all those morons are all together, Sly's usually there. And Tim says, yeah, but he has a proper job. And I just thought that probably is why he's not there. Oh, and by the way, but Sean's got sacked recently for whatever. I'm not sure what the reason is, but he's lost his job. So now he needs that's part of the money for, recovering his financial needs and whatnot, which, I empathise for him for. But 10 grand to move across the country to relocate yourself and play Happy Families with Reds. Go for me on Ball Earthers. Shout out to Sean for thinking that might work.
Who cares? It's just so inconsequential to me. I've got no empathy for any of this whatsoever. And unfortunately, I've now got to discuss it in a way I don't like doing on air, but to make my comparison, I've got to. So a couple of times Ranty's been saying, I'll give you a shout out and explain, you've got a family to feed now and all this. And I'm like, don't do that under any circumstances, because how is that any different to anybody else? Everybody's in that situation pretty much. I'm not saying everyone's got family, but everyone's got bills to pay and all that kind of boring crap that is not unique to me. What people, I would like them to smash the super chat, hit the PayPal link, all that stuff, is if they like the content. The effort I put into producing this show, not talking about this bloody crap. Who cares if I suddenly need money for X, Y, or Z? Just give me money if you want to support the channel, and what the channel does. Now, I understand your gripe because you're saying, well, this is nothing to do with Flat Earth or Globe Earth or debunking Flat Earth. It's just him wanting to move house and break his tenancy agreement. But we're talking about it now. I mean, God, it makes me feel sick.
Yeah, but what we can say is that we weren't just taking the piss. We were encouraging and supporting his GoFundMe.
I'm not.
I am.
Oh, okay. Well,
what are you doing?
Support somebody moving house. Nah, sod that. No, support me if you like us demolishing the globe and pointing out how you can't have gas pressure next to a vacuum. That for me is what I would ask for support for, because that's what I love doing. B, see is useful. If I'm on here saying give me money because I can't afford to feed my kids, then ridicule me for it. Just ridicule me flat out. I'm saying it right now. Just give me ridicule, give me shit, and unsubscribe if I end up doing that. Oh, check it out. Loads of super chats suddenly going in. Holy jeez. Right, shout out to No Proof. We love you, Arwin. Ballers like nothing new. Ballers lie. Nothing new. Yeah. Shout out to JQ also for the super chat. Thank you very much indeed. I don't care about your bills, Nathan. Good. So you should not. Who cares? Everybody's got bills. It's not your concern. If you like content, that's what I want people to super chat for. That's why I say it every show. And I do want you to super chat. Let's not make that in any way confused. Anyway, shout out to Agent Dubsky. £5, not for e-begging. For not e-begging. This is e-begging. Now I'm over about that as well. This is absolutely e-begging. When I say smash the super chat if you like the channel, or support the content by smashing the super chat, however I phrase it, that is absolutely e-begging. And I realise that's a derogatory term. Flatulent Unicorn says Rantony. Yeah, I don't know if they've picked up on that. I might not re-mention that. Thanks for the super chat anyway, Flatulent Unicorn. No Proof says, please destroy the globe. Exactly. That's what it's all about. That's what this show is about. That's what I know Anthony's comparison is. That's what Sean's show should be about, and it's become about him.
What globe?
Go ahead, Chocolate.
The other thing is,
there needs to be a globe.
There's two
to
things.
destroy it. Sorry.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
two things with super chats.
Sorry,
On the one
I'm
hand,
just
you
going to back
can
that. Sorry, Anthony, I'm doing it as well now. Yeah, that's like a let's draw a humorous aside and call it a reverse reification fallacy, right? Yeah, it's got to be real first.
Exactly.
For you to smash it. Sorry, Anthony.
Hey, Chocolate, what the world are you talking about?
What the world am I talking about? What the globe am I talking about?
That's actually what in the world. That's the original statement.
Yeah.
Very specific. Not on the world. It's in the world. What in the world?
In the world or on the world?
What in the world? What in the
See,
world?
but if they say in, that suggests that we're in something, right?
Yep.
Why don't they ever say what's on the world or what on the world?
They like to spin it many ways.
Another quick shout out
Let
to
me
the
shout-
Observer one, who says globe proof is non-existent, and another shout out to Julio Pabon, who says unicorn farts for globers. Come and get them while they're hot. Woohoo!
Notice that he got the correct there as well. He got the apostrophe in the right place. So shout out for good grammar, Julio Pabon. Obviously, English is not your primary language, presumably, judging by your name. But you got the correct there, and there, which is what most people can't even do. So shout out to the grammar in that guy's message.
Yeah, another shout out to Julio. Thanks very much for the super chat.
I get it right.
We're not knocking you, Arwin.
No, we're not. And let me just say as well about super chats. The thing with super chats, it's twofold, right? Firstly, every time there's a super chat, the trolls get a cold shudder, right? So, smashing the super chat, all the trolls just go, ugh. So that's what I always think when I see one. And the other thing is, like, you have to support the channels that basically you enjoy watching, because if you don't support them, they'll go. And that's why I'm here, because I enjoy watching. I mean, when Nathan had his issue at Christmas, right? Like I said, I aimlessly walked about around the house regurgitating housekeeping questions because I was that bored with it not being on. So smash the super chat and support the channels, otherwise it might not be here all the time. So smash it.
Shout out to No Proof says, sorry, Chocolate. Exactly. What globe? Thanks for the super chat.
Yes, exactly.
Well, shout out to Sean Hufford for his e-begging and my moaning about it, triggering a string of super chats for me. That wasn't exactly my objective, but nevertheless, I'll take it. Thank you very much for everyone who just smashed the super chat.
Shout out retracted.
I was waiting for that.
Yeah, it's the best line ever. Oh.
So on that vein,
any-
Anthony, I was just going to say, along that vein, one of the subjects 6 months ago perhaps we covered was you calling Fraudio guy because of his attempts to undo soundly feeding GeoStreamer. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. That's the subject I was trying to
And do you
entice.
remember when he said, if there was a hangout, it would be his duty to find it, and he said he'd find it, and then he gave me a task to go and find the hangout that run random line in all the hangouts that you've done. I mean, how many have you done now? 1,000, and I found it in like 24 hours. He's never found that hangout that he said that I was listening to. Right, just bear that in mind.
What I was going to say was the consequences of their deception is what got discussed at length, whereas the actual subject matter being discussed with GeoStreamer being fed by Soundly over his whatever Discord channels, I don't know what method they used for him to feed GeoStreamer, but nonetheless, the subject matter itself was the Molten Iron core, wasn't it?
Do you know what? I actually can't remember what it was about. It doesn't matter, does it now? It's
No,
like
it
it was all
does.
about what was that noise.
It does. It does. That's the whole point. Because otherwise, if that fades into obscurity, what was the actual discussion about? I could have swore it was about the Molten Iron core and the.
I think it was. I think it might have been.
Isn't that the main? That's my point here. That if you end up discussing about people's GoFundMe's and people's disgracefully begging, smash the super chat, then you lose track of the focus of the subject matter, which is in that instance the Molten Iron core, the farcical nature of people presupposing a spherical Earth and putting a Molten Iron core that's self-perpetuating when it's beyond the Curie point. That would be my preference in terms of how that's got spun out. But by injecting some deception and gossip, the argument and whether it's won or lost and whether or not Earth is a sphere with a molten iron core self-perpetuating gets lost in that, doesn't it?
Kind of, yeah. I think maybe what you're asserting is that perhaps it was an intentional distraction to move away from the fact that GeoStreamer got absolutely pummeled for having no evidence for a molten iron core.
Exactly.
So I'm looking on my list of most popular videos, and that GeoStreamer citation sits in. It's my second most popular video at 14,000 views. This 30-minute debate destroys the ball. Well, you're right. It has acted, or it's been intended to distract away from the main point. So either way, they're knackered. But nonetheless, it's still a point that's in housekeeping. It stays in housekeeping, and it's never going to be removed. Remember, the deepest they've ever dug is 8 miles. Anything beyond that is, well, I don't know what the word is. Nonsense.
Speculation.
Fantasy. It's Narnia.
Well, it's based on it all converging at the same singular point, the centre of the Earth, a presupposed spherical Earth with all points on the surface directly leading to a centre point if you dug down. So, how are you going to back that shit? Shout out to Mark Doxey, says, at Sleeping Warrior, falsus in uno, falsus in omnibus.
That was good. Do you want to try that? Try that again, Nath.
Falsus in uno, falsus in omnibus. My Latin is failing me. Thanks for the super chat, Mark Doxey. Shout out to...
It just means get one thing wrong, get everything wrong. Or falsus means false. So false in falsus. False in uno is false in one. Falsus in omnibus is false in everything.
Okay. Omnibus is like a continuation,
that's
isn't
a dig
it?
at me. Or...
So, okay, yeah. I gotcha. Very clever,
I'm not sure if it's a dig at me.
Yeah, but a dig in Latin, man. I'll take that any day of the week. Wicked.
I have no idea. I'm assuming that's a dig at me, but if that's a dig at me for £5, that's cool.
Yeah, I liked it. Not because it was a dig at you, but, you know.
Pseudo-streamer.
I was just about to read that. Shout out to Flatulent Unicorn for the super chat. It says pseudo-streamer.
That's a great name. I'm going to use that from now on.
I like that.
Pseudo-streamer.
That's brilliant.
In fact, what I'm going to do, I'm going to use snipping tool. I'm going to reduce that down to it's like a decent size, and I'm just going to literally send it to GeoStreamer just because it's a great word.
Well, I had him as Geodeceiver. So
yeah.
Pseudo-streamer's better.
Copy that. Send it over to GeoStreamer. So consider Flatulent Unicorn. Consider your message delivered. Right, where are we? GeoStreamer. There you go, sir. You know what? His PC's blown up. Apparently, he's had to order a load of new PC bits to basically rebuild his PC. He had a really old, I think it was an i3 or an i5. I can't remember what it was now. Haswell, I think it might have been a Haswell chipset, and he's had to get rid of it and get a new one. He's got all of his parts: motherboard, processor, case, memory, hard drive. Apart from the processor, he's not got the processor. He can't build none of it.
It's GeoStreamer.
Yeah.
For a second there, I thought you were pulling the trick I pulled on Ranties yesterday. What a bastard. So, just for the audience's benefit, knowing full well that the show's about to round out at any moment, and I've got a premiering stream running at the same time, so mine had already started, I started talking about hi-fi for about 10 minutes. At the end, Randy's like, you do realise you've just got rid of most of my audience. I'm like, yeah.
It was rounding out anyway.
I know. It was funny. I thought it was funny.
Did you see Nathan Thompson's video where he caught up with some NASA fanboy in a shopping mall somewhere?
Yeah,
literally he had a NASA t-shirt on. Have you seen it?
No, maybe not. I'm maybe mistaking it for the astronaut encounter in... man, he gets about
no.
Nathan Thompson.
Nathan, is that a Nathan Thompson or Nathan? The other Nathan. There's too many Nathans. Yeah, Nathan. What's the other guy? Nathan.
No, you tell me. This is your story.
There's Nathan Thompson, and there's another Nathan.
Nathan Thompson, and then there's a Nathan Roberts, I think.
Yeah, it's not Nathan Roberts. It's Nathan Thompson.
But it's Nathan Thompson. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, the guy with the beard.
There's only one real Nathan.
So he ran into a shopping mall guy, a normie, walking around minding his business, wearing a black NASA t-shirt with a massive NASA logo on it. Nathan's wearing some flat Earth t-shirt related stuff, and he confronts him, and he basically starts off by asking him what makes him think it's a sphere. And they have a conversation. In the end of it, he ends up giving him a flyer. And the guy was polite, like he wasn't aggressive at all. But Nathan was like, "What are you talking about, dude? Think about this." And he goes, and starts giving him all the back and forth. And this guy was minding his own business. He got absolutely flat pummeled, not flat smacked. He got beaten to a pulp politely. Shout outs to Nathan Thompson. He's an interesting guy, cool guy.
You got a link?
No, he's on. I see more of his work on Facebook than I do on YouTube. No, hang on. Nathan, no, I've not got it. I'll find you a link.
Damn, I've got a couple of minutes. If you can get it, I'll stick it in the live stream. Shout out to Nathan Thompson.
I'll get him a link. Hang on. Are we having a second show?
We are going to have a second show. I'm going to round out this particular live show. I'm going to do a second. Both of these will go out on the main channel over the weekend. But yeah, there'll be a second live show. But for those of you who are watching on the Nathan Oakley 1980 premiering stream, stay tuned, as there will be an after show to follow. But as that's a unique opportunity to actually round out quite concisely, I'll say a massive, huge, enormous thank you to all of today's live debating panel for making this show possible. And of course, a massive thank you to all of you in the live stream audience for smashing the super chat, liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, and all that good stuff. Be sure to check out nathanoakley.com and the Flat Earth Debate Forum to keep up to date with the community debate. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I'll see you all in the next video. As I say, stay tuned if you are watching on the premiering stream, as there will be an after show to follow.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!